Learning another language is not only learning different words for the same thing, but learning another way to think about things. Laura Lewis.
I am a part of all that I have met. Lord Tennyson.
You can't outwit fate by standing on the sidelines, placing little side bets about the outcome of life. If you don't play, you can't win. Judith McNaught.
Write to be understood, speak to be heard, read to grow. Lawrence Clark Howell.
Good morning. My name is Klaudia Khegay, and I'm a sixth form boarder from St. Petersburg, Russia. Today, on this wonderful Friday morning, I would like to share with you all a few key things I have learned about myself and my perception of the world during the past 4 years. I came to Westy as a freshman, which was both a good and a bad thing. Having an opportunity to get the full experience of boarding school was definitely the biggest benefit. However, for me, 4 years turned out to be a very long time to spend in a smaller environment than I was used to. During breaks, I traveled a lot with my family, attended summer programs, and worked as a volunteer and as an intern to keep myself busy. Based on everything I have done over this period of time, I have determined 5 important factors that have helped me grow as a person and shape who I am today. Number 1, people around us don't care nearly as much as we think they do. This being said, we all should remember to be our true selves, but also learn from what's around us. Westy is a place that allows students to embrace their true selves and discover what they don't know about themselves yet, without facing the backlash one can get in the real world. It was here where I discovered that the bio honors course was simply not made for me. I made an attempt to pass that class for 2 years in a row. Thank you to Mr. Wiseman for bravely dealing with all my questions and complaints. And I figured out that I apparently lack the enzyme to comprehend biology in any shape or form. To be completely clear, I never actually survived more than a month in that class and made a very, very smart decision to drop down to AP Physics. Being a student here taught me to embrace what I learned over time, and I would even have to confess that sometimes I did not dread my time here as much as I should. This, however, only came to me after I've spent enough time surrounded by those who love and appreciate Westminster from the bottom of their hearts, like Mr. Marco and Miss Devady. There are many other examples of situations that influenced who I am today, such as my hopeless attempts to make varsity tennis, and me mysteriously skipping 2 levels of Spanish over 1 summer. The main point being that we all should benefit from the opportunities Westminster community gives us to develop and learn about our true selves. Number 2, try out can to find what you actually like, and stop spending time on things that don't matter to you. Personal preferences in everything, starting from clothes and ending in academic areas, develop as each one of us discovers and tests new things. In the world of a Wesley student, where we all attend a prestigious school and are fortunate to have access to resources like our teachers, coaches, and even the internet, it is almost unacceptable to not use those resources. Being a student here pushed me to learn about my passions as well as find activities that are not made for me. I was able to discover and grow my interest in foreign languages, for which I am forever thankful to Madame Marion and Senora Polala, and art history. Shout out to our AP Art History class this year. I was able to do that through the flexibility of the curriculum, group work, and through the professionalism of our teachers. I also figured out that ice hockey is absolutely not the sport for me, and that trying to take AP Calculus BC when you're not even too sure you understood pre-calculus was definitely a big mistake. I'm sure each one of us has or will have an activity that was unfamiliar before coming to Westminster and became something of interest or, on the contrary, of disinterest during our time here. In the end, it is what we learn about ourselves through those experiences that helps each one of us determine our true passions and move away from things that were not made for us. Number 3, read books and pick up languages. Now, I have probably heard these words way too many times at this point. Yet only recently did I realize their importance. Ever since I was young, my dad emphasized the importance of reading in order to learn about the people and the world. I myself might have been forced to read some of the classics, but I think that it is not all about which books you read. What is more important is what you can grasp from the text. Books educate us on the past and the present, helping avoid the old mistakes and providing suggestions on how to approach situations. History repeats itself. So next time you have a dilemma, find a book that describes a similar scenario and learn from it. In my opinion, the importance of learning foreign languages is very often overlooked today. Knowing languages unlocks new parts of the world and makes you more trustworthy in the eyes of others. If you have ever been to a foreign country, interacted with a foreigner, or even seen a movie in a foreign language, you must know what it feels like to lack the ability to fully communicate. In the world today, with the resources available to all of us, learning a language is so much easier than it was even when our parents were growing up. Learning a foreign language is by no means easy, yet it is something that will stay with you forever, and it will always help you. As one who knows 4 languages, and as one who often interacts in multilingual communities, I can confirm that there are significant benefits that come with knowing more than one language. Some examples include studying abroad, just like I am right now, having more career opportunities in the future, and just being able to connect with more people. You will also be able to order whatever food you'd like without it being awkward, and you will possibly be of some benefit to your family if you, for one reason or the other, find yourselves on a winery tour in France without a single English-speaking person in the radius of 50 miles. With time, you will also notice that conflicts arise from lack of communication. So, in order to minimize these disagreements, we all should put in the extra effort while we're here at Westy and try to learn a foreign language. I can promise you, this will be one of the most rewarding experiences you will ever have, and you will forever be grateful for starting early. Number 4, make an effort to travel and take on all the opportunities presented to you. This is a major point for me, since traveling is by far my favorite thing to do. It can certainly be a bit challenging to explore the world while being a student. Yet, I still believe there is nothing more valuable than the experiences you gain from traveling. There are 3 main points I found important from my experiences. First, ignore the inner doubt. Second, never fear the unknown. And third, learn from different people. After taking a few trips to places that were far away, had other time zones, and were generally culturally different, such as the United Arab Emirates and Thailand, I figured that as soon as one can get over the desire to avoid the hassle and fearing the unknown, the experiences from traveling become even more priceless. I've been lucky to see many places in this world, and I would like to encourage all of you to travel and learn about cultures, languages, and the history of others to become true citizens of the world. To me, it is equally as important to take advantage of today's opportunities. There's a number of opportunities presented to Westy students that we sometimes choose to overlook or take for granted. As we progress in this school year, and as all of us get older, I find it crucial to remember all the opportunities we have to grow and explore. Take a minute after my talk today to consider what is something that you could do to contribute to your academic passions using the resources at Westminster. Number 5, always make connections. It is something that gains value over time, but might not seem as important in the moment. While we are young and spend much time with our parents, we rarely think of how they found the connections they have. Now, as we grow older and progress into living on our own, it is important to look out for people that will be interesting to you. Westminster is a perfect place to start, with people from all over the world looking to connect. It is surprisingly easy to build relationships, yet it can be very hard to maintain them. During the past 4 years, I tried to connect with as many people as I could everywhere I went. At Westminster, I made friendships that will last for my entire life, and it is an amazing feeling to know that there's always someone waiting for you in every part of the world. Whether it is Yuna Lee in Seoul, South Korea, or Alex Wolf in Santa Barbara, California. Over time, I also noticed that life becomes significantly easier and more fun when you have connections in various spheres. As I progress into my college career, I know that I will have my friends and classmates that attend a variety of schools and are ready to connect when there's a chance to do so. Later, those people will all be engaged in a number of activities, holding different positions, and working in dozens of different concentrations. Yet the bonds we made here at Westminster will remain the same. I am beyond thankful for the connections I made during my time at Westminster, and I would like to encourage you all to reach out and make meaningful relations in order to make your own future more entertaining. I would now like to refer back to each year I've spent on the Hill and give a word of advice for each form. To the freshmen, you all have probably had a very different experience this year. Whether you're stuck with 2 roommates in the smallest room possible with someone like Olivia Falk or Shannon Keith, I love you both, or whether you're having an absolute blast, things will shift soon and you will not be the youngest ones anymore. As you progress into your sophomore year, there will be more responsibilities, but there is still more than enough time and opportunities for you to figure out your passions. Use this time wisely, since you're all very lucky to have spent all 4 years of high school at Westminster. You are already ahead of those who are just starting to learn about themselves. So use your time to read, make connections, and discover yourselves. To the sophomores. For me, sophomore year was the most eventful one. Mostly thanks to Julia Chris, who was by my side 24/7, literally. As this year comes to an end, have fun and take some time to determine what you're passionate about. From here on, time flies like crazy, and this is a perfect time for you all to prepare for the opportunities you will have as juniors. Use this time to strengthen your relationships, and don't waste it on things that don't matter to you. You will all be thankful for starting early as you progress into the final years of high school. To the juniors, all I really remember from junior year is constantly thinking about how I am not going to get into college. However, this did not actually happen, so we're all just fine. This hard year will end soon, and it will be your turn to be the leading class of Westminster. Be mindful and listen to yourselves, especially as you go through the college process. Be ready to compromise for your own good, but always stand by what you love. As rising seniors, encourage the younger students to try things and to grow during their time at Westminster. Show them that there is room to explore, to develop, and to flourish as students and as people. Focus on your academics and passions, and your hard work will pay off sooner than you think. And finally, to the class of 2019, in exactly 120 days, 1 hour, and about 25 minutes, we will all be standing on the senior lawn, ready to get our diplomas and graduate. With such a small amount of time left on the Hill, let's all try to make the best of it. The college process is almost over, and now it is our time to get the most out of Westminster. Strengthen your friendships, show respect to your teachers, and leave a positive impact on the Westminster community. Be that senior that says something nice to a freshman. Or simply tell your teachers how much you appreciate all their hard work. In the end, let's be honest. If I will confess that I'm going to miss it, I know all of you guys will too. So try to make each one of those 120 days that are left memorable. Thank you.